And hello good people of the internet, it is I, Tommy Kelly. This is Adventures in Woo Woo, and we are once again in my favourite place in the entire world, Ravensdale Forest. Let me see if I can situate you compared to where we've been in different ones. That really cool elephant tree is way over that way. There's a whole river stream thing going on here. The blog post where I talked about my HGA showing up as a deer happened just over that ridge, just over there. So yeah, that's you located or orientated, or whatever the correct word is. Today we are going to do the monthly Patreon 1 card 40 servants readings, where if you're a patron and you send me money once a month, I pick out a card. You send me a question, I take a card from the deck, we get a servant, and I explain what I think it means in relation to the question you have asked. There isn't a tremendous amount of questions this week, so I thought what I would do first is show you the limited edition box set of the 40 servants that is available until the 1st of January 2022. So it has the same box ostensibly as the deluxe deck, other than it has a different symbol on it. It has the 5 and limited edition on it, and it has a different back. Inside, if I can get this open, they're quite snug. You will find that they are the tarot size deck, not the deluxe size deck. And you have an inlay that makes the box fit it. And you also get this lovely ribbon to take them out. Now, I have already taken out some of the new cards, or the bonus cards that come with it. And we'll go through them quickly. So there's a different version of the Master, which is closer in approximation to the original drawing I did of him, where he was in space rather than in the clouds. And it just looked good coming up a bit closer to him, so I enjoyed that. Next we have the original kind of version of the Protector. And as you can see, his neck's a bit thinner, or his hood doesn't go up as much, and there's kind of yellow in the background rather than the purple. That was how it originally was done, and then I changed it. Next we have the Dead and the Messenger. And this was one of the combo arts I did for one of the limited edition prints not that long ago. And people ask, where is the bird in this? And it's the wings, obviously. Some people get mistaken to thinking of some sort of angel wings. But of course, the Messenger is the sender and the receiver. And so that's that one. Then we have the Messenger again from Turbine Syndrome. I just thought it was cool to add in that because I really like that drawing. We have the original Contemplator with different colours again. I don't know, there's something about this that I like too. It's a bit more fiery, or a bit more, I don't know, earth element or something. And then we have the Fixer. This was an image I did for Brazil. So it's only available in Brazil as a limited edition print, or as a small kind of a card in this version of the deck. That's available now for people in Brazil, exclusive. The print, not the card. The card's available to everyone. And then we have the Witch and the Protector, which was the first combi art I did, combined art of the servants. Bind servants, I suppose. So on the back of the cards also you have the limited edition and the 5. Right, enough of that. I just wanted to do that because in the other video where I explained the decks, I don't talk about the limited edition deck, because I want that video to sit on the Gamecrafter website forever. And if I put the limited edition one in that video, I thought I might actually confuse things. So we'll get to the questions. So today I'm also going to be using the new deck for the first time for divination. Well, I've used it for myself for divination, but the first time in the videos. I'm really enjoying the new deck. The previous deck I was using was one of the older decks that had the kind of thinner paper. So getting used to the thicker paper has been nice for me. It kind of shuffles very well. The finish is really good for feeling the hand. There's a nice kind of shine that it kind of slips, the cards slip through. Easy, I suppose, shuffle easy. So yeah, let's get to this. So Lilith, do I pick a male or female husky? Now this is going to be an interesting one for divination, in that how would you know, what card could you get that would be male or female, other than obviously if it's a male card or a female card. But what if it comes up like something that doesn't have, well, I suspect if it comes up that it doesn't have a gender, then it doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go. So we have the Opposer, and it's strictly without reading into the kind of I was about to say, without reading into the kind of oppositional element of that card, but maybe I should. But the opposer to me feels male, but it kind of feels like if you get a male that there's going to be, like it's going to be hard work. You know, it's going to be hard to train and stuff like that. But I suppose male dogs are a bit like that. But yeah, so the answer would be, the card is saying male, but be prepared for a bit of opposition and be prepared for a bit of hard work and some training. Okay. Spirit. What will my November 2021 be like? Let's see. It's a good time, I suppose, to say that not next month, maybe next month we will do the year casting for people, where we'll do one card for your year rather than a specific question. Or we could do it in January. You tell me which you'd prefer, next month or January. So anyway, back to Spirit's question. What will my November be like? What will Spirit's November be like? The Seer. So it'll be all about intuition and feelings and going with your gut and seeing what's in front of you and having a different, not necessarily taking it on face value, seeing that there might be something else going on. Not in an illusionary type moon sense, but in just kind of, you know, when you meet someone and they're really nice, but you just go, no, I don't, there's something about him. So it's not an illusion, it's just they're presenting a front or something like that. All of these cards can kind of touch in different areas. But in the Seer in this one is kind of seeing that don't be kind of fooled how things are being presented. Go with your gut, go with how you feel, go with the things that feel right to you rather than what look good on paper or what other people are telling you. Like your friends might be giving you good, rational advice, but you know, no, if I do this, I have a feeling about this. Go with what you have a feeling about, what your gut is saying, what your intuition is saying, rather than what necessarily the world is presenting to you. Dylan, how will my upcoming trip go? Hope it's good, hope it's fun. You didn't ask me. Okay, how will Dylan's trip go? Okay, the Depleted. I usually try to kind of see the, I suppose, the more positive attributes of this, but it's hard to get in a positive attribute depending on the question with Depleted. I would say that this is called, how will your trip go? I'd say it can be quite exhausting. I find personally, let's talk about me for a minute, traveling to be quite stressful, and I get quite anxious to a point that there's a podcast where I talk about coming back from London and I have an absolute panic attack in the airport. And I'm not one for panic attacks. I can have kind of mild anxiety, but not. I had a full-out panic attack just because I stressed myself out so much, and I got very anxious. So I suppose the Depleted is a call to not extend yourself. You know, when you can go on a holiday and you can try to do everything right, and you know, get all the sights in, you know, get everything done, and you're just running about the place and you're not relaxing, and you come home from the holiday and you feel, oh, I need a holiday, you know. So it's a kind of a looking at that and go, don't come home from this trip thinking you need a break or thinking you need a holiday. Don't deplete yourself, that there's a chance that this could deplete you. But let's say that you said trip, you didn't say holiday, so it could be a case of that it's not even something that you're doing. It could be a work trip, it could be going home for the holidays or whatever. There's a notion around, or warning around, or a sense that it will deplete you, and to be aware of that, and to maybe not let it be as big a burden or as big as a thing that it needs to be. So, yeah. Ralph, is it better to keep my current job or should I leave as soon as possible? Let's see. Should he stay where he is? Should he go? Should I stay or should I go? Oh, here's your two cards, Ralph, that came out. So you have the Seer and you have the Thinker. Awesome, that's insane. So they're obviously the opposite cards, right? So, and they point to exactly the two other things. So, the suggestion then would be that, because which came out first? So the Seer was on top, right? Am I right? If I'm not, then what I'm saying, just go with the opposite. So it would be to first sit down and feel, what do you feel? What do you want? What is it that's going on? Why do you want to leave? Is it that you love your job, but you feel there's better opportunities and you should move to more opportunities because that's what society tells you? And is that what you want? how do you feel? So yeah, so this here's what I would suggest it's kind of saying, is that write down all of the rational, proper things that, think it all through, the logical things, and then about whether you should stay, and then about whether you should leave, and then say them out loud or inwards to yourself and see how that reacts with your body, see how that feels. Because it could be a case of, should I go to this job that has twice as much money, better benefits, whatever, and on paper that's great, and then you go, well, say it out loud, should I go to this job? And there's a kind of, ugh, something changes in your, in your heart chakra or in the pit of your stomach. So it's a sense of being both logical and feeling about it. What is the correct thing to do logically? How does that make you feel? And are you okay with feeling that way, being that it's more logical for you? Because there might just be an initial pain involved and then a greater reward. So yeah, interesting. That's very cool that they both came out. So aspects of both, a balance along between the two of them. Natasha, how should I lower my stress levels? Okay, here we go. The depleted. Again, as always, there's one card that our servant that arrives numerous times in these readings. Your stress is to do with the fact that you're overwhelmed and you're running on empty, and that you have nothing left to give, in a sense. So the way to battle your stress would be to rest and to allow some time to regain your energy, that you're completely burnt out, and that's your stress, is that there's so much going on, or so many things have happened, or you've just got to the point where, it's at this point where it's the deepest, darkest part of winter. All the leaves are gone from your tree. The tree essentially looks dead, and if you were to look for it, you'll go, there's no hope of the sun coming back and green leaves and all of that stuff. But of course it does. But it involves the nadir of this type of thing. And the reduction of your stress is to, I suppose in one way, stop trying to fix everything. Because at the moment, nothing can be fixed, because it's the lowest point. It's the depths of winter. And you can't fix the depths of winter. You can only endure it. And the stress that can be added to trying to fix the winter. But just let it go. Now, that's definitely not the answer you wanted. And I suspect there's probably a bit of it that you need to work out yourself with it. But it's kind of saying that just be where you are. And while it feels like all your leaves have gone, of course, there's the regrowth to emerge after all of that. And not in a hokey kind of a way, not in a kind of, there's light at the end of the tunnel, but in a cyclical, actual thing that nothing lasts forever. The good things, the bad things, none of it all has to keep moving and keep going. And just be aware of that. And hopefully then, when you're not trying to battle with it all, and it's just come to an acceptance of life's a bit crap, or life's a bit stressful, or whatever it is, whatever's going on for you, that you can let go of the stress a bit, because the stress is kind of trying to change the situation, or trying for it not to be, or how do I cope with it, and just go, well, I don't cope with it, I can't cope with it. So good luck with that. It's tough. That's a tough place to be, and I've been in similar places, so my heart extends to you massively, and may your best days be ahead. Abraxas, what should I know about my current situation? Carnal. You should know the sexy times. You should feel good about yourself, man, and you should feel good about whatever the situation is, and that it's going to make you feel more confident. It's going to make you feel more sexy. It's going to make you feel more in the kind of very physical sense of things. It's like, I assume it's not, but say you go on a diet and you feel better about yourself, and that kind of echoes out into the world because you've lost weight. You feel good, you become more confident, you kind of emanate a kind of a different energy. You can go into situations that are better or that you would have found tough, and no problem to you now. like social situations or whatever it is. There's kind of a sense of that whatever the situation is that you need to know about it is, that's doing that it's kind of putting you in a good place, starting from a physical place, but emanating it into all areas. And it seems extremely positive. And that's more of a reading of, I kind of get a sense of than strictly the carnal. So if you were looking at it for other people, the carnal is pure about feeling good physically and feeling sexy and you know, carnal and, you know, having sex in its, you know, just in the sense of having sex, no kind of brain fog there. No other kind of you know, no pretense around it. But it seems to be a bit more going on in that, just kind of that it feels that there's a more of a twist with this. So yeah, it's a good thing, Abraxas, and it'll lead good places. Craig, or Craig, I can never understand. It's Craig to me, but I have a friend called Craig who calls himself Craig. So please tell me which it is. What should I focus on this month to permanently improve my memory power? The eye. So, the eye is, how would this relate to memory power? The eye is the things are exactly the way they're meant to be, and it's not, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the way you want them to be. You know, that if you want to look from a divine plan or from whatever, that it's, things are going the way they should be. Things are as they are. There's a divinity within all things, even the struggles, the hardships, whatever. And even if you're in the middle of a hardship, that's where you're meant to be, or that's the right place to be. Now, to do with memory, to permanently improve my memory power, I don't really know. Perhaps it's making more sense to you to be kind of okay with where you are is what it's saying, and that to improve your memory is to stop maybe trying to improve your memory and to stop working on it, which can often be the case with certain things, particularly around any kind of spiritual stuff, or particularly if you're looking for love and stuff like that. The more you struggle with it, the more you want it, the less chance it seems to be. But as soon as you let go of it, then the awakening appears, or you know, the lover appears, or whatever. So I would say it's a call, and I'm not fully sure about this answer, so let it percolate in your own kind of psyche there. But I would say it's to stop trying so hard. Because even in your wording of permanently, and you know, just kind of going, just allow it, stop. Whatever you're doing, just stop it and just allow the natural thing to emerge, because you could be blocking something that's trying to get out, or that's trying to express itself, or you know, that you're doing by trying too earnestly to fix the problem that you don't have, or something. You understand what I'm saying? Probably, well, maybe not, but that you know, just relax. That's the advice. Felix, what servant could help me out, could help me let go of self-doubt? Okay. Here we go. The witch. Well, I mean, the witch is great for everything. So why wouldn't she help you with self-doubt? Is there any direct kind of advice? I would say to see that there's magic around you, and that the universe, well, I was going to say has your back, but doesn't necessarily, it always has your back, but not, again, like the eye, mightn't be what you want. But to kind of fix yourself in the knowledge that there is kind of like there's magic in the air, that you have an ability to change, that you're not, you know, you have every right to be here as everyone else, you have every right to your opinions as everyone else, you have every right to exist as everyone else. That the witch, of course, is an outsider, right? Like, so we've talked about this in the blog and different things, and is someone who's kind of on the edge of the village and is kind of an outsider, but she's okay in that. So there's an okayness with the witch in being different and being an outsider, or being, I suppose, in some sense shunned or feared or whatever it is. So it's like, so the witch would suggest that it's okay to be whoever you are, and whenever you're doubting about yourself, that's okay, that it mightn't be something that's a fault, it mightn't be something that you have to let go of, it might be just who you are, and it's not something that you necessarily have to work on. and just to be kind of okay with being the outsider, or with being the person who lives on the edge of the forest, or whatever it is, whatever the metaphor is of what you're trying to deal with. So I hope that helps. There was one more from Christoph, who it's on my phone because it came in after I printed the thing out. So, which servant will present itself to work with this month to help me start to achieve my long-term desire this year? Let us see. It's starting to get quite cold here now. Okay, so the librarian. So, I guess that's who's presenting itself, but I should give a bit more information. So it would be around study and gathering of information and knowledge, rather than doing something. So it's doing the field research. It's doing the research before you set up a business. It's about doing the studies. Is this type of business viable? Do people want this type of thing? When you're doing up your business plan, and there's kind of market research element. It's about the market research rather than opening the shop. It's about looking into what's the best kind of way of doing the thing rather than doing the thing. Getting all the knowledge, getting all the information, collecting all the different bits and pieces that you need to do in order to do the thing, rather than going straight to do the thing. So it's an advice around research and learning. And if, I don't know your situation, but it's like, learn how tax works in relation to the business you want to set up. Learn how the permits you need. Learn all of these things. What's all needs to be put in place in order to get there. So if you want to be an artist, find out about grants that are available. Find out about how a tax return is done for a sole trader if you're going that way as an artist, or where the jobs are listed. Get advice from other artists who have done what you want to do, who've achieved the kind of, are able to, financially survive as an artist and all these things. So whatever, pick your thing. If you want to be a plumber, exact same thing. Go talk to some plumbers. Go find out what permits a plumber needs to do to work. How do you set up it for all of these things? What is the actual qualifications you need to be a plumber? Have you got them? And if you don't, get them. All of that kind of stuff. So rather than going straight to going around to someone's house and start messing with their pipes. So that's it, good people of the internet, for another month. Let me know if you want next month for us to do the readings for the following year, like a kind of overall one card reading for the entire year, or if you want to do another kind of question, just a one card or a question for December rather than for the year. Oh, my brain, I wish it worked the way it used to, but it doesn't like it. It doesn't seem to want to. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to spend some more time in this forest. I'm just going to chill out and hang around and enjoy myself and try to relax. Perhaps do some meditation. Although just walking around the forest is kind of meditative enough. So yeah, no tasks for this week. I know it doesn't matter to people who are watching this in 3 months. There's possibly no tasks the next week as well, because Spud's back being a horse whisperer in the countryside of Poland. So yeah, until we speak again, there'll be other videos anyway. I want to do a vlog and hopefully a blog in the next week. And I'm nearly finished the second edition of the Grimoire of the 40 Servants. So that's all my news, that's everything. May you be well, and may your best days be ahead, and may you have a wonderful winter. And yeah, be well, friend.